How's it going, guys? Rideshare PA here, also known as Matt. Welcome to the channel, guys. As always, never subscribed, please do that. Okay. I know this is a topic that a lot of us YouTubers keep going over and over again, but I kind of feel like we have to because every single day I see either on Facebook or YouTube or in the news that people keep falling for these scams, guys. Remember, if you drive for Uber or Lyft, they will never, ever ask you for your information or your credit card number or your checking account number or anything that is private, okay? They already have that information, okay? Now, I will say, my first month of driving, I was like 3 weeks in, somebody called me and said, I forget what the exact thing was, but they asked for my email or something because they needed to verify something, and I gave it to them. And then they said something along the lines of they couldn't get in, or they changed my password and they wanted to know my password. And I didn't think anything of it at first, and I put it in, I gave it to them, and then as soon as I did, they hung up. That to me was a big red flag of like, holy crap, I just screwed up. So I went in quick and I changed my password on the website, and luckily I didn't get scammed. Okay, they didn't take any money, thankfully. But you have new people every day. The reason why we have to keep coming out with these videos and putting awareness out there, you have people signing up for Uber and Lyft every single day, and new people don't know these things. The people that have been driving for a couple years or even a year, hopefully they're smart enough to realize these things. But new people just coming in sometimes don't realize this. Also, sometimes new people don't realize the fact that riders can cancel their trip mid-trip. I don't understand how that's even possible. I personally feel that when it comes to riders and drivers, if you pick somebody up from a trip, if you pick somebody up at, let's say, point A, and you're halfway through and the rider wants to get out, you let the driver out or you let the rider out, and then the driver should be the one that has the ability to cancel mid-trip, not the rider, because and oftentimes you'll get drivers that want to or intentionally cancel the trip to try and get a free ride and scam you out of a ride. And to me, that's just stupid. Uber and Lyft can see when the ride was canceled. So how are they going to get a free ride? Okay? If this ever happens to you, literally you have two options. You can go. Personally, what I would do is if somebody ever cancels a ride mid-trip, depending on where you're at, if you're on a highway, get off at the very next exit and drop them off. If you're on a road or a street, like in a big city, just pull over and drop them off. Say, look, I can't continue the trip. Somehow, either you canceled the trip or Uber, somehow it stopped working for whatever reason. Just tell them, hey, you need to get out. You're not covered under Uber's insurance anymore, and if for some reason you would get into an accident, you wouldn't be covered. Plain and simple. Pull over. If for some reason they don't want to get out, then what I would do is tell them politely that, look, I need you to get out of the car because you're not covered under Uber's insurance anymore. You're not my fare. You are now technically they're trespassing, and all you simply do is call the cops. It's that simple. When the cops arrive, you just tell them exactly what happened. Say, look, I'm an Uber driver. She was my passenger. She canceled my trip midway, and I told her she needed to get out because the ride was over. She did not listen, so I called you guys. It's that simple. Okay? Your other option would be to finish the ride out, depending on where they're going and how far it is. And as soon as you do that, immediately call Uber and say, look, I took her from point A to point B. For some reason, the trip was canceled midway. and they will be able to look into your GPS locations and see, okay, yeah, you did deliver it, and they'll adjust the fare. But me personally, I would not do that. I would go, like I said, I would just drop them off and be done with it. Um, the other scams that you will get, what's the other one? There's another one, I can't think of it right now. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. Those are the two big ones. You will get somebody telling you, they will tell you to go different directions. Okay, so they'll tell you to go a different way than Uber's telling you to go. And if you choose to do that, sometimes Uber will tell you, look, da 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 da, and they'll try to get the fare reduced or canceled because you didn't go the right way. Okay, all these little things that people sometimes do to get free rides are pointless and stupid, but people, again, like everything else in this world, have found a way to scam the system to try and get a free ride. And as far as I know, and as far as Uber and Lyft are concerned, the rider is always right. It's always the consumer, okay? Everybody wants everybody wants to please the consumer so they get their money, but nobody wants to take accountability for their actions. So they're not gonna sit back and take your word for it. They're gonna take the rider's word for it. And that's another reason why I think they're stupid. They actually need to do a little bit of research into this shit before they just refund somebody. If a person calls and says, "Yeah, I had a problem with my last fare, my whatever, I ended the ride shortly, my driver didn't take me," and they get refunded, then Uber should go, "Okay, we'll look into that." And then they'll simply, all they have to do is see what driver that person had, see what their GPS location was, and say, "Oh wait, no, that driver picked you up at here. That driver ended up at your house somehow, or your location, whatever," and be like, "Well, no, he did his job. You're just trying to scam us." And then at that point, they should flag the rider's account and suspend the rider instead of always just defending the riders and suspending drivers. I mean, look at it this way. All these false reports that people get for stupid shit like a flat tire, or um if somebody has a little fender bender on their car, they'll take a picture of it and send it in saying they got in an accident. People taking pictures of the inside of drivers' cars and saying that they're not clean or they're not tidy or things like this. And that I kind of agree with. Like, I'm sorry, if you're an Uber or Lyft driver, so I will say this: if you're an Uber or a Lyft driver, you should always keep your car clean. At least when you're driving for them. I don't understand why people, or how hard that is in today's market. There's a lot of car washes and stuff around that offer like a monthly plan where you pay like 30 or 40 bucks a month, and you can get your car washed literally like every day or like every couple days, and it's almost cheaper than that. So to me, I don't understand why people can't keep their car clean. So yeah, if your car looks dirty, then whatever. But if your driver gets you from point A to point B safely, there's no need for you to do a false report. Okay, if you can't afford to be taking Uber and Lyft, then don't take it. But don't sit here and screw with somebody else's livelihood and the way that somebody else makes money on a daily basis just because you want to get a free ride that was what, $5 or $10. Like, people are out here trying to make hard-earned money, whether they do it part-time, full-time, whatever, and you just screwed them out of the possibility of making that money and feeding their family and putting food on the table, or paying their debts off, or saving up money for their future. Don't be that asshole. Okay? Don't be that person. Don't be that person to screw somebody else over just to save yourself a couple bucks, guys. All right. It's not the time of the season. On that note, I again want to wish everybody a happy and Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a good holiday. We only got, what, like 8 or 9 days left. So I hope everybody has a good. Take care and stay safe. And as always, Rideshare PA out. Stay safe, guys.